everything is changing to digital. Everything is online. People aren't just waiting for the 6 o'clock news anymore. People want their news right now. They want to be able to go onto their smartphone, onto the internet, and see the news that they want to see.
Vancouver is growing at, a really rapid rate, the Lower Mainland even, and with the tools that we're given here, we're able to cover all of that.
Welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Radhika Sikka-King.
In the program, they really leave it up to you.
From the Broadcast Center at BCIT's Burnaby Campus, this is All Talk Radio. You're listening to 1680 The Crow.
Good afternoon. It is currently 1 p.m. and I'm Grace McLeod with your news update. We will begin our news update with more information on the Israel war. Around 70 Canadians have asked for help in the Gaza Strip, but the federal government says there's nothing it can do until a humanitarian corridor opens up. Federal officials say there are about 470 Canadian citizens and permanent residents in Gaza and the West Bank, and another 4,000 in Israel. Officials said today that the first of those flights will leave as soon as Thursday evening. Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly says the government will fly people to Athens using military planes, and it's working with Air Canada to get flights from Athens back to Canada. Officials say 3 Canadians are missing in the region, 2 are dead, and 1 is presumed dead. More locally now, we have imposter syndrome being one of the factors that can hinder people from achieving their goals. Our reporter Ugiloy Savanova has explored practices to help conquer imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome is a psychological phenomenon where individuals feel like frauds, worrying that others will discover they're not as competent as they seem. It can lead to self-doubt, anxiety, and a lack of self-confidence, affecting one's professional and personal life. Dr. Nancy McKay, the founder and CEO of McKay Forums, helps other CEOs overcome feelings of unworthiness.
How to overcome it is reach out for help is definitely a strategy. The other is I do daily meditation, and I have for over 25 years, and that really helps me stay focused on the here and the now, and not listen to self-doubt, but really focus on what are my goals and what do I want to accomplish. And I would say the third thing is a daily mantra.
By implementing these practices, people might gradually overcome imposter syndrome and can build a healthier self-perception. I'm Ugiloy Savanova, 1680 The Crow.
Also locally, October is prime mating season for spiders. Our reporter Brooke Jensen finds out about a research project into a foreign species.
The candy-striped spider made its way from Europe around 100 years ago. Since then, it's slowly spread across North America. Catherine Scott, an entomologist in Newfoundland, and her team are finding out what benefits and risks this spider has to the ecosystem.
I also have a student who's working on understanding what habitats it occurs in and where it doesn't, and she's finding that it seems, at least here where I am in Newfoundland right now, that it seems to like sort of invasive plants and weeds more than native plants. It might also eat pollinators, though, so I'm interested in kind of what the balance of those effects might be.
Scott also has a community science page where you can upload photos when you see the spider in your area to help them in their research. Brooke Jensen, 1680 The Crow.
In further international news today, the family of a transgender boy in North Carolina is suing the state to block implementations of gender-affirming care restrictions that they say will force their son to undergo a wrong gender puberty. A federal lawsuit filed today in the U.S. District Court alleges the new state law violates the U.S. Constitution by denying treatment access. Transgender youth in the Tar Heel State lost access to gender-affirming medical treatments on August 16th, when Republican supermajority in General Assembly overrode a veto from the governor. State law bars medical professionals from providing hormone therapy, puberty-blocking drugs, and surgical gender transition procedures to anyone under 18 with limited exceptions. In entertainment today, we learned that Jada Pinkett Smith says she and her husband, Will Smith, has lived completely separate lives since 2016. In an interview clip released by the Today Show, Pinkett Smith says that although it's not a legal divorce, it essentially is a divorce without papers. The prominent couple married back in 1997. And those are your 1 p.m. news updates. I'm Grace McLeod, 1680 The Crow.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.
Everything is changing to digital. Everything is online. People aren't just waiting for the 6 o'clock news anymore. People want their news right now. They want to be able to go onto their smartphone, onto the internet, and see the news that they want to see.
Vancouver is growing at, a really rapid rate, the Lower Mainland even, and with the tools that we're given here, we're able to cover all of that.
Welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Radhika Sikakane.
In the program, they really leave it up to you. I mean, the help is there when you need it, figuring out how to use the programs like Premiere, Audition, and figuring out how to use the cameras. But it's up to you to sort of experiment and figure out what you can do when you go out in the field.
They brought candles and flowers to remember the student who lost her life yesterday.
Theresa May says the international community condemns Moscow.
They really make sure that you know the basics and you are able to put out a quality product.
I'm Brady Tretnero.
And I'm Radhika Sikakane. Thank you for tuning in to BCIT Magazine.